All right, so in the last video, we tore the engine out of this Honda 400EX and we stripped it all the way down. I bought this 400EX for $500 and it was missing the complete top of the engine. No piston, no cylinder, no head, no cam. So anyways, I had the engine, took it all the way apart because I found some, actually you can see right here, I found all these pieces of piston in the bottom end. So I took it apart, cleaning it, and in the last video I left off with a bare case here, and I went ahead and put all the internals here back in off camera just because, you know, I like to concentrate, but I will show you some key things here. So this is your counterbalance gear, this is your crank gear. Now the crank bearing came out of the case, which is fine. It's just, so it's on here, so it's gonna be a little hard to show you. But you see these two little lines right here. Those must line up with the line on the gear on the crank, just like that. So there you go. Good job. The transmission here, I mean, I don't know. I've only done a couple case splitting jobs, and really it's not that bad now. So I prefer to do it if I can or if I need to. But so the transmission is a little hard to get in, as far as, you know, you gotta shimmy everything and get everything lined up, but just make sure you put all the shims in the correct spot. It's a little tough, but all you gotta do is go look at the schematic on Rocky Mountain or wherever you get parts. Now this right here, I ordered parts yesterday. They're overnighted, gonna be here today. And this gear right here, I noticed this morning, look at that. That is freaking all chewed up on the one side. Now this is second gear. I looked it up. It says Partzilla has them, and someone on eBay is allegedly selling them, you know, new. So, but luckily this gear just slides on, and it does not have any particular which way it goes. So this one had the white paint facing up when I pulled the engine apart, like this. And so when this is spinning, the counter sprocket or the counter shaft sprocket right here, it's spinning this way. So where are we at? So when it's spinning, all this chewed up area is what's driving this next gear right here. So instead of buying more parts and so forth, what we're going to do is do the 1-2 switcheroo. This side right here, the gear is just fine. So, hey, I mean, I would probably, you can get these gears for 50, 60 bucks, but, you know, I guess this is a flip, most likely. This is 20 years of wear. We're going to just wear the other side out, so it should be good for another 20 years. So I'm still waiting on the gasket kit and everything else to come in the mail. FedEx should be here some point today. Who's that? Duty calls. So the neighbors are getting their duty picked up. So, I guess the next clip will be in the future. I'll have to wait and you won't. All right, so I have my gasket set and I have my fresh gasket here, and that's all that was in there before. But I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of Honda Bond around here and then put the gasket on, a little bit of Honda Bond on the gasket, just to make sure we have 0 leaks. All right, here's our gasket going on. Why am I getting so many damn notifications on my phone? All right, we got our centering dowels. It's kind of holding it together. Now this piece right here, you can just carefully tear off. Guess that's really kind of to hold it all together, but I think we're gonna be okay without it. Now I gotta do the other side. Okay, so I got the case all prepped here. Now it's important that we make sure, all right, now it's important that we make sure that this right here, this little spring gap right here, you can see that behind my finger. That's gonna go on this pin right here. So it's important to have this kind of lined up in the middle so it should slide on. But we'll also be able to shimmy this back and forth, you know, when we're putting the case on. All right, so honestly, I had to scrape all that back off because I didn't have my puller out in time and the Honda Bond dried. But I got everything lubed up here. I got this bearing area greased up. So we should be ready to slide this on. Which I'm trying to see, why is that? Why is everything looking off? Let's see if that works. Not sure what y'all will be able to see or not see here. I don't know what was going on there. This should work better. All right, that's that. Now we take these two pieces here. Here's this. This goes in here. This is for our crank puller here. This goes on. Now we slowly crank on this. Yep. All right, that feels like it's in the correct spot now. Everything seems to be going together. I'm squeezing this right side over here by the counter shaft sprocket, gear, shaft, whatever you call it. Just make sure everything's going in straight. Everything seems to be going. There goes, that's going too. All right, I'm pretty sure that's it. Now all we gotta do is throw some case bolts in. So this is just how I do it. I just go around, see where they're gonna, they should all have about the same length sticking out. Now don't worry, we're not going crazy with these, we're just zipping them down. Now, we loosen our crank puller here. Take this guy off. Take this guy off. And then we need to make sure everything is turning over smoothly, and check the transmission. Yeah, that's turned over perfectly smooth. That should not have any binding. All right, so not 100% sure, but we don't have the shift star in on the other side yet. So what we need to do is just double make sure that this transmission, right now we're in neutral. That's first. You also need to make sure you're spinning, I guess the primary shaft it is. All right, so that was first. I think we need to put the shift star on to really tell us what the hell's going on here. All right, so this shift star has a little alignment hole, so we'll make sure that goes like that. Yep, that's how it goes. Now I am gonna put Loctite on this, but just want to make sure we got our transmission shifting correctly before I do any of that. Okay, so these are the pieces we have here for our shift detent mechanism, the arm, the bolt that's got a shoulder on it, spring, and this is a shim. Now, should go something like this, and the shim is in the back, like that. This is one of those that's kind of difficult to do. Now that's right. So that's the neutral. So we're in neutral. Second, third, fourth, fifth, yep, fourth, third, second, first, and then half up as neutral. Oh, thank God, because I was getting nervous that something did not go right with the transmission. And on second thought, when I put that Honda bond on that gasket, the case gasket, you know, if I had to pull that back apart, it's an issue. But we don't have to worry about that. So, things are looking good. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is how it's gonna go. And if it's not, it'll be edited out and you won't see it. So we have our timing chain gear sprocket. Looks like that's universal as far as it can go either which way. But the crankshaft is splined in a way that it only goes on, I think like this. Yeah. See, it won't go. The splines are in a way that it only goes on in one orientation. Okay. Now I think this gear goes on next. It's a big gear. Yep, like that. Now this is the gear for the oil pump, and this has out on it. So that goes next. And then we have a washer. And pretty sure that washer went like that. And then we have a nut. Now, I'm going to double make sure everything is right here before I continue. We just snug that up because we have to put the clutch basket on so we can... Before you go any further, make sure you put on the timing chain guide, and the oil pump. Alright, yeah, so everything checks out there. Now, this guy goes on next for our clutch. A little grease on there. Guess I better double check here before I think that went on the other side, because this doesn't. That ain't that. I think that goes here. That looks more like it. Let's double make sure. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so next the clutch basket goes in. Oh wow. Our clutch basket, I don't know, that doesn't look right, does it? And have another one. Let me go check. Alright, so this is the other clutch basket I got. And this one, you can see in here, that's what it'd be doing. Now, the one that came out of this engine is doing the same thing, maybe slightly less. I don't know. Let's just throw it in, see what happens. Yeah, these clutch baskets are kind of expensive, and you have to go with the aftermarket for this model year, for the 99 to 04. So, next we have this shim and washer guy that goes in there. And then next goes our inner clutch hub. You know, this might all hold it center when we put the clutch plates in. Now, what goes next is 2 washers and a nut. So that would be this washer right here. Oh, let's put it back the way it came off. All right. And then this is like a spring washer. It's kind of like convex a little bit, very ever slightly. This says outside on it. That's gonna go there. And then our nut, which I think we want to probably put some Loctite on this nut. All right, so we'll want to put some Loctite on this nut here. Make sure you clean off all the grease and oil. Now we get our clutch holding tool back out. Now I need to look up the torque spec. Torque them nuts. 80 foot-pounds. All right, well, my digital guy only goes to 60 foot-pounds. And turns out my other one only goes to 80 foot-pounds as well. So we're just gonna give the Ugga Duggas. Nothing wrong with some Ugga McDuggas. Now you are supposed to peen over this nut right here somewhere. This is where we need to hit the guy. Yep, just like that. All right, there we go. All right, now we're gonna install our Tusk clutch kit. You're supposed to soak these in oils. I definitely didn't just put them in there to show you. We put a fiber in, steel, 501 brownies.
This time around it was two of 501 brownies. Only 90 calories each, but they do the job. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, so if you have at least 3 brain cells, you can understand here that they go back and forth from steel to fiber. Back to steel, back to fiber. All right, I'm pretty sure the last one goes in that notch right there. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know. All right, so I went back and looked at my video, my last video, and this was definitely in here like this. Come on. This last plate was definitely in here like this. Now, I watched the Rocky Mountain ATV video, and when he pulled his clutch apart, it was definitely in this groove. And then when he put it back together, he put it in, you know, the groove with the rest of them. So I don't really think it would matter. But hey, we're gonna run it like this. All right, so next is our outer pressure plate. Now this has got a little bearing in it, so make sure that's good. This is your little push rod guy. This piece right here is what sticks out. So it goes in the pressure plate like that. Maybe it's even easier to put it in the center like that. And then bing bong boom. That looks right. Now we now Rocky Mountain was, I don't know, they didn't, I had the same problem on my YFZ. They don't have like the clutch kit that includes the springs. You have to order them. They list them as a clutch kit with the springs, but they say out of stock. So anyways, these are the springs that were in there before. I mean, hey, they're springing, okay? They ain't broken. They were all, you know, good enough. All right, so now you're just gonna evenly tighten these down, a little bit at a time. Star pattern. And I screwed up. I should have put the timing chain on. Now here's our timing chain. Now this is for a CRF 450. I'll put the screenshots here. This is like $50 and change. The 400EX timing chain is like over $100. Now this is a Honda part, so I think it's like 03 to 07 maybe. Is the upgraded CRF 450 chain. Here's the part number. Now the difference is in the width. So you can see, I think this one's 4 wide and this one's 5 wide. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what makes it wider. I guess is it thicker metal? Must be thicker metal then. All right, so make sure you put the timing chain on first, then the oil pump, and you have to put on the timing chain guide, and then the clutch. So anyways, this is all in here. I do have this little washer. I think this was just sitting here. I don't think this goes to anything. But if it does go to something in this engine, let me know in the comments. I don't know where it would have gone, but I think it was just honestly sitting on my tray here before. I do need to put this oil strainer in with this bolt, but I ran out of Loctite. So let's just go ahead and do the other side. All right, so this spacer head came out when we flipped the engine over. Just make sure you put that on. And then we have this needle bearing that goes on. And then our starter gear. All right, so before we put the flywheel on, I put this pin in right here, and we need to make sure we put this starter gear on. That way that goes on. Then we can throw our flywheel on, make sure our keyway's lined up. Woodruff key, keyway, whatever you're gonna call it. There we go. Throw in our bolt with this big thick washer. Now I guess before we do go any further, we do need to put our counter shaft seal on and our shift shaft seal on. So I am lubing these up with some oil here. That one went right in, no problem. All right, since we're on this side, might as well throw on our gasket for the side cover. Aha. All right, there's our gasket. Make sure this is in because I just had to do this a second time. Okay, so I have our first clip installed on this side of the piston. This is the arrow. The arrow always points towards the exhaust. Got some oil on our wrist pin here. Just slide this in. One more circlip to put in here. Now, you'll know this is all the way in. There's an audible clip or click when this is all the way in. There you go. Double check it. I heard it click. It looks good. All right, got this all lubed up here on our new cylinder. Now we just gotta make sure our rings are staggered. Now very careful on the oil scraper rings, just like that. We'll just leave our timing chain down there for now. All right. I started looking over here at the head, and you know, this was the mystery head. And I guess I started really looking at it, and I started cleaning it up. Now it does look like it had a blown head gasket here at one point. You know, the black, you can see the exhaust right here, the exhaust smoke black or whatever. I really want to put it back together, but you know, we do have two head gasket kits here. And we have the Tusk full gasket kit, and then the kit that came with the top end. But I ordered a truing stone the other day. It says it'll be here mid next week, Wednesday or Thursday, and I think I'm just going to play it safe. So I guess I'll have to figure out something else for Sundays video, because this was supposed to be Sunday's video, so this will be, I guess, the next Sunday's video, right? So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the surfacing stone to come in, and then I can make sure this head is perfectly flat. I can feel a little bit of a ridge right here, and I mean, it's definitely right here. Definitely doesn't feel flat, so something's going on there. So we can still take this head apart. You can see I already took this valve out, and I need to degrease it because it is nasty. Now, this journal right here is not the greatest, and neither is this one. But we have the support bearings on either end, and that's what holds the cam, you know, or that's what does a majority of the holding it up. It's the decompression mechanism on this cam. It is gone. It's missing. So I have to look up. I think maybe they already plugged the hole in this. I can't remember what part has to be plugged. I don't know. But yeah, I think I need to get this pin out because these two pins is what holds the cam centered. Now, there's the one pin right there. We need to get the other one in right there. Alright, so our flat surface stone has come in. Got some 400 grit sandpaper there. And I did already kind of run it across myself one time already. And you can see here we got a low spot here and some low spots here, some gouges in the head. You know, where it's been thrown around in a box, it looks like probably. So we're going to try and get all this all cleaned up so we can put the head back together and then on the engine, and we can see if this engine's going to run. Alright, so you can get this same surface stone on Amazon for like 50 bucks. This is a 9 by 12, and I got that size because you can only get sheets of sandpaper in 9 by 11. I mean, I guess if you had a bigger stone, you could butt them up against each other and like spray adhesive it down, but that really seems like a pain in the ass. So for the time being, this is what I'm going to use. Now, if you know where to get larger sheets of sandpaper, let me know. Just put a little water on here. And then all you do is run this baby back and forth. Not much surface area here to do it with on this head, but alright, trying to speed this video up here, but you can see I surfaced the head, and now it's time to put the valves in. But before we put the valves in, we need to lap them in, which you can see I'm doing here. Basically, you can stick it on a drill, and then there's like a little bit of valve grinding compound you put on the edge, and basically that's going to clean up the seat, and it's going to make sure that the valves do not leak and they are perfectly matched from the valve to the seat. So you can see here on the valve, see that gray line all the way around it? So basically that's the area where it's perfectly surfaced to this silver line right here around. So basically, once this is even all the way around like it is, it's done, and I'm going to do this to the rest of them, and I'll throw the valves back in. So I have our centering dowels in, and I have our head studs in. Timing chain guides are both in. Timing chains hanging out. Alright, so we got this one big washer that goes right here, and then the other three just are the same. Alright, so I got the cam in, timing chain, torque these down with Loctite, got the timing chain tensioner in, put these little bolts in, I had to find some there. Now I have to put the cam cover on with this gasket, but I've never had these not leak, so gonna have to put some Honda Bond on that, and then put our rocker cover on, then our clutch cover, and then Steve wants to play, and then hopefully we can get back in the frame here. All right, you can see here, there's this stupid skid plate, and you can see they drilled a hole through the frame. Now, we're gonna get rid of this skid plate, and really I need to pressure wash this thing, but I'm just gonna try and wipe it down and get all this grease that's underneath the engine, because it's a freaking 100 degrees out here in Florida, and I don't wanna open up the shop. Oh, come on. This is half, and that's 12. Love that for me. Alrighty then. I don't know where my 10mm is. I got shit everywhere. Hopefully I don't need the 10mm. Whoever did this, straight to jail. Straight to jail. Believe it or not, jail. Oh, it's way heavier. Ugh. This is going to be the tricky part. I kind of already knew this. I really should come from the other side because of the coil. Oh, this is not going to be good. I contemplated on putting the bottom end in and then the top end, but I don't want crap getting in. All right, I can't be the only one that's ever had to do this, so can't be impossible. Whew. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, making some progress. Oh, look at that. All right. Not all the way in, but pretty close. Okay. There's that. There's that. I'm close. I'm damn close. He doggy. Okay. He doggy. That was difficult. Not that difficult. It was not impossible. Glad I kept the engine together. Okay, so I got the exhaust on, and I still have a freaking mess, but I have bad news. One of the studs for the exhaust broke off. Now, I'm filling this engine up through the valve cover here just so, you know, everything gets oiled, even though we did put assembly lube. And I want to make sure that... Why is this freaking pouring apparatus fucking sucking so bad? But basically, I just want to make sure that everything is fully lubed up here before we go, you know, cranking it over, because it's going to take a while to prime the system. I don't think there's a little bleed screw like there is in the YFZ. At least I didn't see one on this thing. All right, so 1 quart went in the engine, and you put 1 quart in the tank here. Hopefully I don't make too much of a damn mess. Matter of fact, I think this might even be like an oversized oil tank. But for the sake of the video and getting this thing running, we're just sticking with 2 quarts. 1 in the engine, 1 in the tank. All right, I got way too much going on right now. Carburetor's overflowing, which I don't know what's going on there because it doesn't have an adjustable float. I rebuilt it. That's a whole other video, so I guess maybe I shouldn't even post the rebuild video on the carburetor, right? And this exhaust stud right here is broken. So I got a freaking giant mess here, but I don't have any more time this week on this machine for the video. So we just gotta do what we gotta do. All right, so we do have a neutral light. It's turning over. Hopefully let's turn this on until it starts leaking gas so you know it's got enough fuel in it. Maybe it stopped leaking now. I don't know, the sucker was leaking. Anyways, I got oil all over the head pipe here. Oh, it is leaking now. But anyways, I don't have any more time to screw with this thing to get the video up. So let's just see if this thing runs. Look at that. Start it right up. I did have the choke on. Engine runs good. All right, well, the daggone thing runs. I gotta open up this garage. So it runs, it starts right up. Honestly, I didn't even hear a, now why is the neutral light off? I don't know. I didn't even hear a exhaust leak. Huh. Which really, I have to pull this engine back out to replace that exhaust stud. I have to drill it out. I tried. Oh, hell. Damn it. Forgot to put these back in. I got oil on everything. Ugh. All right. Are we even in neutral? Is that my... Yeah, we're in neutral. I don't know what's up with this. Alright, neutralize it back on. I don't know. Alright, but as you can see, guys, I'm not having fun here. I'm rushing. I'm having issues. I'm forgetting things, and I got a damn mess. So, we're going to leave that off here. We got it running. This thing was just in pieces. So, hopefully in the next video, I'll get that exhaust stud drilled out, put a new stud in it, get the carburetor figured out. I did a whole video on how to rebuild the carburetor with a Shindy rebuild kit, and here we are. The damn thing's leaking. So, what else is there? So I guess, yeah, in the next video we'll get it to stop leaking, put all the stuff back on, put the chain on, put the shifter on, get the brakes working, see whatever we need to do to get this thing rocking and rolling. And then, yeah, that's what we're going to do in the next video. Thanks. But no, we must go on. All right, I freaking gambled on this Friday evening. Probably, I don't know, it's probably at least 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 right now. But look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. I drilled that damn thing out and freaking tapped it perfectly. Freaking perfect. I had to wait. I didn't record anything. I had to wait to the very end before I could claim success. And I've done it. I've done it, damn it. I found this old right angle drill, my drill in my toolbox. And I had to cut a bunch of drill bits down, like this one, to get in here at the damn angle. And then here's my tap. And then I just had to work this damn thing back and forth. And then I got to a point inside the head where like it was like really hard to turn. So then you can see here, I kind of grinded the edge on that one. And on that one you can really see it. And that really helped. I just kept getting it like a 1/16 of a turn. Just getting it back and forth. Put the WD-40 down the side of the flutes. And then bringing it back out, cleaning it out with the WD-40, getting some oil on it, shoving it back in there, get another couple 16ths, 16th, back and forth, back it out, back it in, bing, bong, boom. So anyways, I can't believe I did it. Oh my gosh, my Friday night could have gone so bad. If you're watching my channel here, you know about broken bolts and drilling and tapping. Especially something crucial like a cylinder head here. Oh my lord! Now I tried this maneuver here because there were still threads on the stud, and then the rest of it just broke off. So you can see here I just jammed up 2 nuts together, and then we're about to go shove this in the engine here. And I'm going to put this damn exhaust back on. And we're going to freaking say, hell yeah, brother. And then we're going to freaking come up with some sort of song, probably. Some sort of AI song. Do the old ratchet. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I was having to drill. I had to move the oil tank, move the exhaust over. And man, I was really testing my patience and my luck. Man, that could have gone really bad. Luckily, I mean, these are nice tight threads. And usually when you start drilling shit out and then tapping it, usually they're kind of wonky and you're like, oh my gosh, I hope they hold. But I did it, damn it. I can't believe I beat the odds. I beat the odds, just like Theo Vaughn beat autism. Or whatever they said. Love that shit right there. Alright. That's nice and snug. I don't need to push my luck anymore. Let's see if I can do the 1-2 switcheroo here. Damn! Oh my gosh. So many good things are happening right now. Alright. I'm going to put this exhaust back on. And then... Oh! And guess what? The freaking carburetor stopped leaking. I don't know. So today's Friday night. Tomorrow I'm going to look at a house that's 2 hours away in the morning. It's on 100 acres. It's in the middle of nowhere. So hopefully tomorrow after I get back from that, we'll have enough time to get this thing all freaking back together. And we probably will, because you're going to be watching the video and it's probably not going to end up, the end's not going to be right here. So here we go. Alright, so I lied again. I'm sorry I do that to you. This is going to be the end of the video, but I was just too damn tired yesterday after driving and coming back, and then next thing you know, it's time for dinner, and anyways. So We did get this 400EX running in this video, which is awesome because in the previous video when we had all 3 of them, this one was missing half the engine. Now, Matt from AZ Quad Parts did help me out with the top end, so huge shout out to Matt from AZ Quad Parts. It's an aftermarket cylinder with the Wiseco piston Cometic gasket kit. So if you're watching this video, obviously you like 400EXs, which means you may have one and yours might be blown up. So be sure to check that out. I'll link the kit down in the description. It's a good kit, comes with quality parts. You don't have to worry about it friggin' grenading into a million pieces like over here. Don't let this be you. All right, yeah, so anyways, we're at the end of the video here, but I will give you a sneak peek of the next video. I picked up this C-Force 400 CF Moto 4-wheeler. Picked up this Suzuki DS80, which I tore it apart. And I got the CRF 70. Got some parts already in for that. And I picked up the CRF 250R. And this one I'm probably going to part out, but the next video I'm going to show you all these machines. I picked up all these machines up in one day. I don't even know how much I spent. I probably spent like $4 or $5 grand. I also bought a new trailer. So anyways, be sure to subscribe. We got all kinds of projects. All these right here projects. I got to get them done because if you have been watching the channel for a while, I don't like keeping my shop like this. This is way too many machines. It's dirty. There's too much shit going on. So we'll see you in the next one. Say goodbye, Steve. Say bye-bye.
Real Jesse Peterson finds in the rough dirt bikes.